Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grip Block, Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner.
Hello.
Idlewild went down yet again.
Greetings.
The LWS Open at Idlewild.
Konner, have you heard the news?
No, what's the news?
Well, we'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
Wow,
We'll
I can't wait to find out.
We'll do Trevor's trivia. We'll talk through a little bit of AM Worlds. And then there's a new Pro Tour stop announced. So lots to go through. Let's kick it off with FPO. And a very unsurprising
What on earth
result.
is the news? What do you mean by the
hear it.
news?
When you get to MPO, we'll hear it.
Okay.
And a very unsurprising result. Owen Scoggins continued her dominant month of dominance, if you will, and won by 7.
Shout out. Get owned.
Missy Gannon came in second.
Is Owen Scoggins going to build a player of the year case?
No.
What
We
if
have
she
too many
win-
players that have multiple wins with
No,
majors.
what if she wins
Oh, she does have majors. She has
Yeah,
worlds.
she has worlds.
She
What if
needs to
she
win a few more.
wins? How many more would she need to win? Like one more, or does she need to win 2 more?
I think she just has worlds in this.
Because at this point,
Because she lost Ledgestone. She got into a playoff, but she lost Ledgestone.
yeah, if you had the Ledgestone win, she's coming on strong.
The
at the end of
problem
the
is I
season.
don't think she can win D-Glow. But she has 2 wins. I think just 2. 2 wins, but one of them being worlds. So
she
a
would
player
need
like
2 more
Silva
wins.
has 1, 2, 3 wins and a major.
Okay.
So she needs at least 2 wins to tie her. And then Holland has 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, no major.
Here's what I think. Here's Pone. Get Pone. Here's Owen's path. I think she has to win one of either GMC or MVP, and then she wins the major in our hearts throw pink.
Yeah.
I think that's her strongest case.
She could do it.
That would be an insane season because throw pink, it still makes me sick that it's not a major, but if you win that and Worlds, it's effectively winning USDGC and Worlds and then
It's
2
true.
Pro Tours. That'd be a heck of a season.
It would be.
Owen
What
Scoggins,
do you
man.
think she's most likely to win? Because there's D-Glow, GMC, MVP.
Definitely GMC. I feel because I think especially for the FPO layout, I don't think distance is much of a premium.
I think MVP.
MVP is probably close to equal between them.
Yeah.
But
D-Glow, my jaw would be on the floor if she won D-Glow. I don't think that could happen.
that would be impressive.
But throw pink, she could for
Especially
sure
because
win.
I'm sure we'll have the field back for D-Glow, right?
D-Glow, I believe that's when Silva rejoins.
It's gotta
and then,
be.
Kristen did announce Kristen will not be rejoining us until throw pink, I
missed
believe. She posted on Instagram.
Oof, that's a tough one to come back to. All that OB.
No, because I think she's going to be playing.
Maybe that takes away from the putting when there's all that OB. It's I can just throw it really well.
I believe. Actually, I can find it on her. Throw pink's next because she'll be there for throw pink and then the tour championship.
Wow. So
Silva joins D-Glow in the playoffs, which I would assume is the same Evelyn and them are going to do as well.
I would imagine.
So we will get the most of the field back.
But shout out to Owen because in this little stretch that should be getting dominated by
Holland Missy.
or Missy probably, she's the one collecting dues right now.
Yeah, and Valerie Mandahano was able to follow up her Ledgestone win with that 3rd place.
Yeah.
She almost came in 4th and got beat out by her sister, Alexis.
kind of fell apart.
But
there.
unfortunately, Alexis really was just the final few holes. 15 in.
Double
she was
bogey,
5 over.
bogey.
She was 5 over.
That's rough.
Through those last, and she lost by 4 to her sister. So if she just shot even through that stretch, she would have boxed out Val from the top 3.
It's good follow-up, though.
No,
but
yeah.
nobody challenged Owen, really. She just...
No, she had a 2-stroke lead after round 1 over Katrina Allen, but Katrina just couldn't hold it together.
I was really hoping for that arc to happen there.
She shot 5 under round 1 and ended the tournament 3 under.
Yeah, just kind of fell off.
What was interesting was round 2, Owen Scoggins actually, for Owen, didn't putt the disc well.
Mm-hmm.
She actually putted, where is it? Round 2, she putted.
No, her putting in general was not
60% C1X.
yeah,
Well,
was
it's
not
really
good.
because of round 2. Because
Right.
round 1 and 3 were completely normal.
Yeah.
But round 2, she putted 60% C1X. She putted 100% C2, but it was just 2
And
attempts.
the funny thing is, she was 74% for the tournament C1X. That still was good enough to gain her 7 strokes on the field.
Yeah, no, but though it's
That's kind of wild.
Round 1, she was 100% C1X. Yeah. Round 3, she was 82. But
She led the field tee to green, though. That's the crazy thing.
Well, round 2, because she went 7 under round 1. Round 2, even with 60% C1X, she still shot 6 under.
Yeah, no, she threw
it. That's what's very unlike Own, is typically Own scores because she putts so well. But at this course, she was able to give herself enough looks that even with 60% putting, she was able to still shoot 6 under, which I believe was one off the hot round.
Well,
yes.
The funny thing is, and like people get on our case a lot for throwing Own into the box of like she just throws flex forehands. And I understand that she has a backhand that's serviceable. But if you watch enough Idlewild, because of the like kind of randomness of the fairways and the scattering of these trees, having a flex forehand at this course is probably the most important shot you can have.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably the most shots you're throwing out there.
Well, yeah, if you're off the fairway, like you have to be able to get around early trees and push around corners on these fairways. And so
I will say, I saw
if you're not able to throw that shot, then you're definitely losing strokes.
It's not, I mean, yeah, I saw so many people throwing flex forehands.
I saw a video of Own's backhand from maybe a decade ago, but like she was playing
a decade ago.
She was playing.
Where'd you find that footage?
She posted on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere. It was after Worlds.
Is it like improved?
And shockingly improved.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her backhand is not bad.
Like I think it's when she first came on the scene. I could just be mainly. I saw this one throw and she was wearing.
This?
I think it was her Instagram. I saw it somewhere on social media.
I'm trying to find it.
And when I saw that like initial throw, I was like, you know what? I'm starting to understand why people like come after us, because like I think when she first came on, she really only had the forehand, and she has gained a backhand. It's just like, if the flex forehand's there, she should throw it.
Yeah,
she's just that good at it.
Yeah,
it's just like Sullivan Tipton's going to choose a forehand over, James Conrad's going to choose a back. And it's like he should choose a backhand.
I have no idea where this is.
That's not to say he doesn't have a forehand, James Conrad, but
was it recently you saw this?
In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, holy cow! It might have just been.
Well, I mean,
I have no idea who posted it.
We've seen a lot of form transformations. Like I remember even like Holland Hanley posted one not that long ago. Like, and obviously she's newer to disc golf, but like even hers was kind of insane. But she is not playing insane right now.
No.
And we were kind of right in the sense that like I think Idlewild was probably like the worst course for her to run into on this kind of cold streak she's on.
Yeah, Idlewild was the one of man, I can't find it.
I don't think it's on her page.
It might not be on her page.
Else, yeah.
I thought it was her, but Idlewild, Holland's finish here, I think is kind of neutral to me, because I didn't expect her to play good. I would have liked to see her in the top 5, but 11th, like, I don't know. I don't really know. This isn't as jarring as the at Ledgestone. What's really going to shock me is, like, in my mind now, if Holland, obviously she could win like GMC MVP and everything be fine, but like where I'm at currently is if Holland wants to win Player of the Year, I think she has to win D-Glow, because I think D-Glow and Throw Pink are her 2 best bets, but Throw Pink isn't going to do anything for her Pro Tour standing or Pro Tour Player of the Year wise. She'll probably win Pro Tour Player of the Year just because she has such a big points lead.
She just needs, one more win would solidify.
But I think D-Glow's her best bet. 4 rounds at Toboggan.
Oh, totally.
She, I don't. But again, Ledgestone. What's weird to me that has me like on the fence with Holland is just she didn't play Sunset well. If Ledgestone was just she got destroyed by Northwood and that was the whole story, not a storyline to me. Just like the Ledgestone 11th place, I think it's only a storyline because she came in 29th at Ledgestone. Like, it doesn't feel like that's shocking to me.
Yeah.
D-Glow, she's got to win. In my mind, like I just think that's like, if she wants to prove to everyone that like she's fine, nothing's going on. Because if there is something going on, whether it be injury or just mentally, she's starting to realize like, hey, I might not be Player of the Year. I think she'll get the award, but that doesn't mean she is. Similar to Missy, no offense, Missy.
Dang.
But if that's where it's at, like D-Glow is a moment where like you got to win that, in my mind, because it
would be big, but it definitely like. I agree. It could be must win in the importance of her winning that season award. But as far as the field that'll be there and where she's at, it's definitely not must win as in she's expected to win.
I think she's expected to win.
No.
I think so.
What would make you?
Well, no, not currently.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if Holland Hanley is the player she has been said to be for the first part of the year.
Not right now.
But if she is, then she has to win it. If she doesn't win it, she's not the player everyone thought she was. That's my statement.
Well, I just think she's playing a bad stretch of golf right now. So I think going into the tournament.
Correct, but if you want to be the best player in the world, the one that people should fear, the player of the year, you can't.
No, I'm not.
An event like D-Glow comes, you got to win it. That's my statement. My stance.
I think that's a little bit blanket though. Like I don't.
It's
think,
blanket.
I'm
yeah.
starting to think like I don't think Holland is really. Like I don't think she's an open course like dominator. I think she's just streaky. I think she has better chances.
But
at those
she wasn't
courses.
streaky this year. Is my thing.
Yeah, no.
She came out she hadn't finished outside the top 5 until Worlds. And then she hasn't finished inside the top 5 since Worlds.
Right. I'm saying it's not. It definitely hasn't been week to week, but like she had obviously a very long streak of success. Now she's having a long streak of non-success. So like I don't know when she's going to break back out of that. That's what I'm saying. She's more unpredictable than I thought she was. Like at the beginning of the year, because I thought she just kind of arrived at a consistent place. Clearly, that's not 100% the case. So I don't know anymore what to expect week to week from her. Where I thought I did for a little while there, I was like, yeah, she is just going to be like top 3 all the time.
Yeah.
But now it's back to me being like, I don't trust the consistency there.
Where it currently sits, I think I lean towards Silva as Player of the Year because she has the major. But I think that a lot of people will start leaning towards Silva if Silva comes out and wins GMC and MVP. Or even if she wins D-Glow. I think Evelina I think there's a lot of players that could win D-Glow over Silva. I could be wrong there, but I don't know.
It's going to be a tight race.
But Holland, like I said, Idlewild, non-factor to me. 11th place at Idlewild, that kind of checks out. I think that if she was playing hot right now, and she still had her top 5 streak, this would have been the week of like, can she hold on to her top 5 streak right here? But the fact that she came in 29th at Ledgestone, that's still to me like something's going on. That's the storyline more to me.
Yeah. But also if she wins the next event, it's kind of like it can be a pretty small blemish on her resume if she straightens it out. But
I'm saying if she wins D-Glow, she's
not really
in
how we
contention
operate on this podcast.
If she wins D-Glow, she's all of a sudden in contention at the next 2, and she wins Throw Pink. I'm Player of the Year. I'm completely fine with that. Makes perfect sense. Even if I just think D-Glow is her best bet left. If she comes out at D-Glow and comes in 3rd and then wins GMC and wins MVP, that's also fine. But I just think D-Glow is the one that makes the most sense.
Does she only have 4 wins right now?
I think she has 4 wins, and then you have Silva's
3 in a major.
2 in a major.
2 in a major. Yeah. If I had
1, 2. Oh no, 3 in a major.
3 in a major.
4. 3 in a major. 3 in a major.
Yeah.
And Holland has 1, 2, 3, 4. So
yeah.
Silva's definitely leading.
I was saying
right
if I had to predict right now, and this is not even a difficult prediction, I think Silva is going to end up winning Player of the Year because I think she will win more.
I don't think she'll win the award.
What if she beats out Holland? I think she will.
They weigh the Pro Tour point leading so heavily.
Forget the Pro Tour, whatever they do. She would be in my eyes.
Correct.
Player of the Year is what I'm saying.
I think this could be a year where Holland Hanley gets the award, but the general consensus is Silva Saarinen with Player of the Year.
But they definitely weigh the points, and they have a formula, but there is also voting involved.
Player voting.
They've changed their formula, I think, twice now. I think it's still 50% where you finish though in the Pro Tour standings.
I know it's a big chunk. Let me see. Player of the Year.
Here we go.
Media votes 50%. Oh, it's just vote now.
Oh, they did.
No, this is 2024. So did they change it back to 2025? So 2024 was media vote 50%, tour card holder 50%. So I guess the points ran out.
Oh, so really? I thought there was still points involved.
I thought it was too, but I don't know if maybe 2025.
I guess that was just the change. Well, that's what I'm saying. So in that case, wow, that's wild. So Missy just won on a voting merit last year. In that case, I would say that Silva will probably win Player of the Year just outright.
I would agree, but I thought Kristen would have won it outright last year. And here we are. So yeah. I'm not the voice of who wins Player of the Year.
Yeah, we're wrong. We have different opinion almost every year.
I have a 33% way in who wins the Grippy for Player of the Year. So I have more say there.
That's a lot of weight.
But I have I probably have 5% of a 50% vote on the media side.
What would that make out to be percentage-wise there?
5% of a 50%?
Yeah. 2.5.
Not much.
2.5%.
Not much. I have not much percent. So my 2.5% say where we currently said Silva, but we'll see. Because also Owen Scoggins could get in the race.
5% of 50%.
Owen Scoggins could get in the race.
My brain.
If you dilute, does that check out? You have to dilute.
I'm not doing math. I'm on a podcast.
Because if it's 50, if you have 5% of the 50% of the vote, you should get half of that for 100% of the vote, right? Like that checks out.
I don't think so. But also, I don't know. I don't think so because every time I think something makes rational sense whenever it comes to fractions, I'm wrong.
This is just part of the podcast where everybody goes, "There's that Liberty University education." That's they like.
I have an
comment.
arts
That's
degree.
funny.
Yeah,
So I'm not doing any math.
As if we all went to college to study math and science.
You have a science degree, a Bachelor of Science.
No, I don't.
You don't have a BS?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I have a BFA. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. You can't expect me to do math.
Mine's in music.
Yeah. So you would have been in the arts program as well.
And I dropped out.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you're the only one here. You're our voice of reason.
You're right.
You're the one with the BS.
Let me do the math.
You have a BS degree.
Well, I'm just trying to think about this logically.
I'm a Google it.
In a group of 50 people, if you represent 5 of them, but then you add in another 50 people, your percentage would go, or no, you would, in a group of 50 people, you would represent 2.5. Guess what I'm trying to get at.
2.5%.
Okay.
So you type in what's 5% of 50%?
I win.
Is that what you typed in? What's 5%?
I got it right.
I said if I have a 5% of a 50% vote, what is my vote worth?
I got it right.
Okay.
2.5%. Thank goodness.
I didn't question it. Connor questioned.
That is a big win for
It's
the
just
Bachelor
every
of
time the
Science.
math seems that easy, whenever it comes to percentages and
Yeah.
fractions, I'm always wrong.
Yeah.
I did have a quote. This is why we call it grip
Should
block.
we start calling me the Science Bachelor?
Always go off the science bachelor. We always go off. We always go off on tangents. That's why it's called grip locked. We were talking about homeschooling for like possibly homeschooling our son for elementary school. And I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "Well, but like, how far into elementary do you think you could like? Are you confident you could homeschool?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I can help with math and stuff when we're young, but when we get to dividing fractions, count me out.
See, I'm kind of what
and she was like, "But we could figure it out." I was like, "But do you want to be us figuring it out as we're teaching our son? Like, I don't want to do that."
I'd like to think with now.
Like, I think I get him through like 3rd or 4th grade math easy. I could teach that.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know about 5th.
I was good enough at once you get to pass like algebra 2. Once you get to calculus,
I was good
trig,
in the time.
that kind of thing. But I'm
so
saying
far removed.
But algebra is simple enough.
Algebra's very easy. Yeah.
That I think one little refresh and I would be all the way
I could
back.
do algebra. Dividing fractions, I couldn't do. Like if you told me to solve for x right
We'll just
now,
watch a
no,
YouTube
pretty
video
confident.
But
like if you
once
tell
again,
me 2/3 divide by 5/8,
right?
frick that.
But it's
I'm out.
just knowing how to write things out and do. So like I'm saying, if you just got one little refresher, your brain is smart enough to do that.
In 6th grade, I did earn bronze at the math.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you got to remember all the different concepts and
You're
stuff.
not a Bachelor of Science. You're married to it, brother.
But no, you'll be back. You'll get one little
find out.
refresher, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this," and you'll just spit it out with your developed frontal lobe.
Probably not.
You'll freaking be.
I'll spit out what
dominating.
ChatGPT told me to.
Yeah, I mean, take a picture of it and just have ChatGPT read
Wolfram
it out.
Alpha.
No, you can teach your kid how to be resourceful.
Who's
You're
going
like,
to be
I
the
don't know
first
how to do
kid
that. Let's
to
look
be
up a YouTube
completely
video.
schooled by AI? It's probably already happening.
Probably.
You could probably do it.
Before
Give me a
whenever
kindergarten lesson.
whenever we were in school, they were like, "You're not going to have calculators in your pocket." Now, what are they going to say? You're not going to have something that knows the answers to everything of all time in your pockets.
It's true. That was a funny one. I had Wolfram Alpha in college. Got me through my like final thing because it showed your work. It wasn't AI, but I just remember it was Wolfram Alpha something. You type it in and say like solve for X, and it give me my
It's just a
work.
calculator, yeah.
But it showed your
yeah.
full. Oh, it's so nice.
If you think about what
Again,
are they going to
Bachelor of
say
Fine Arts,
now?
I was like,
Like
what-
we would
who
say
cares?
for math, like we don't need to know stuff. We're like.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a
Now you don't need to
calculator
know
pocket.
anything.
Now, what are they gonna say that for? Like, what basic subject can they be like? I don't need to know this. I'm gonna know this at all times.
English. I don't need to write that
lunch.
paper.
Yeah,
Like,
lunch.
yeah, I don't even know anything about this food. I can just ask ChatGPT, man.
Let's jump over to MPO. Are you saying now?
I kn- if the news is who won MPO, I know who won. Yes.
Okay, Gannon Buhr took it down. Paul McBeth came in second. He, valiant fight, just couldn't quite do it. Cole Allen finished in third. Paul won.
I know.
Man.
And I will tell you, I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for the Jomez final round to come out because I'm very excited to watch it.
Yeah,
It's a
I
good
think
watch.
I was actually,
Whenever I saw that he won, I felt like I was in college.
I was tweeting about it, and shout out to our Discord, the live tournament chat in Discord. I hadn't been in there in a while, just because I kind of forgot it existed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then I got back in there, and man, it's a good time. It was on fire last night, though, but I think that DGN, they're never going to release the number, but I feel like they probably gained a decent bit of subscribers going into this final round / during the final round. Because, like, if I was sitting there and I hadn't already paid for DGN and I was like, we're a few holes in and Paul McBeth's built a 4-stroke lead through 6 holes,
Yeah.
And I'm like, $5 I can watch this.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would have crumbled.
Yeah.
I think what was huge I got people really upset talking about veterans baskets. That's interesting. I think what was huge for it was
come after veterans,
if it was
Trevor.
going into the final round and Paul was down 1 to Gannon, I think I would have been like, all right, the writing's on the wall. We know how this is going to go. The fact that Paul had a 1-shot lead is what made this so enticing, and there was nobody else really that close to them.
No,
so it was like
just them.
we kind of knew it was going to be a showdown, and boy, it was very exciting.
So Paul opened the tournament with a 12 under to take a 1-stroke lead over Gannon. Then they both shot pretty ridiculous 13 unders round 2.
Yeah.
To go into the final round where Paul had that 1-stroke lead. So Paul was at 25, Gannon was at 24, and then you had Kyle Klein at 19. So when you're looking at Paul and Gannon in the lead there, and realistically, given this season, when you're looking at Gannon Buhr 5 shots over Kyle Klein, you knew it was just between Paul and Gannon.
Well, at least nobody's going to catch Gannon.
That's what I was
We've
saying.
seen Paul play himself into 7th place from there this year, but Gannon is not going to be caught by one of those.
So that's what I was like telling my wife, Liz, when we got back. I was like, this is something where like I want to watch this round so bad. It might be over after 6 holes.
Yeah.
Because I told her, I was
scared.
I was like, it could, if Paul comes out, throws OB on 1, messes up the 2, all of a sudden Gannon could have a 4 or 5 stroke lead, and like if you give Gannon that, he's not looking back.
It was definitely frightening.
But the opposite happened.
Quite the opposite.
So Paul comes out birdieing the first 4. He was 5 down through 6.
He didn't just birdie them though. I think his furthest putt was like 8 feet.
Yeah, he was tapping them out.
Everything was under the basket.
And meanwhile, Gannon was 2 under through 6. So Paul had actually extended his 1-stroke lead into a 4-stroke lead through 6.
And Gannon had to make, I think, 2 good putts. I mean, the very first hole, he goes OB, leaves it way short, and has to make a putt where the camera doesn't do it justice because behind that basket, that thing is soaring down the hill.
Yeah.
So he had to come out and save himself a little bit, and Paul was just firing away. I mean, he was hitting his forehand lines, which I think just going into it, like key to victory for Paul was the forehand. Dude was hitting so many good forehand lines, and that's been a struggle with his game at times, and he had to rely on it a lot off the tee, and was just like, and there was a couple times he missed trees by like maybe 3 inches, but he hit the line. Like it wasn't like he pulled off the line, and the forehand was huge for him.
Yeah, the big switch comes. So Paul has a 4-stroke lead through 6. Yeah. And what's funny is my wife was like talking about like, what are we going to do for dinner? And I looked at her. I was like, I don't care what we do for dinner. I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
and she was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not leaving.
My butt's not leaving.
Like I'm watching every single, like typically, okay, I'll run out and I can watch scores. And if something happens, I'll rewind. I was like, I'm not missing a second of this. If you want to go get dinner, you can. If not, we're eating at 8 o'clock. Those are kind of the 2 options in front of you.
Yeah.
So it was at hole 6 when this is going on. She leaves to go pick up dinner. She comes back, and when she pulled back in the driveway, I was like, remember how Paul had a 4-stroke lead? She's like, yeah. I was like, he's down by 1. She's like, what?
The middle of this tournament round was crazy.
Hole 8, you have Paul's drive hits a little bit of an earlier tree, got through the initial gap, but whatever. Gannon's drive, good spot, throws his upshot. Honestly, kind of crushed his upshot. Gotta like.
It would have probably skipped to like 30 back.
It would have been a little bit of a rough circle's edge, maybe just outside the circle in the rough. Instead, the basket got in the way. He throws in the eagle, and it was electric because no one up. Like there was like only a handful of people up by the basket, so like no one down the fairway knew it went in. And then the scorekeeper kind of starts freaking out, and Gannon's just standing there like, "What?" And then he finally like yells like, "It's in the basket."
It's funny, like,
and then the whole crowd erupted.
Like it was only like 250 feet.
I'm wondering if
what
maybe
did they give
it
him
just
for
sounded,
the distance?
I'm wondering if it just sounded like maybe it was on a different hole or something.
There's a lot of holes close
315
by.
is what they gave him.
Okay, yeah, it was a ways away, but like, I guess. I mean, it skipped in with some speed. Like you were saying, like it probably would have gone 25, 30 past. Like it was moving when it skipped.
So he eagles that hole to Paul's par. So now the 4-stroke lead get cuts to 2. Then on hole 10, they both give themselves long putts on this par 3. I think they were both like 50-some feet. Paul was a little bit out, missed his. Gannon banks his. They gave Gannon 49 foot. So that cuts it to 1. So then it's like, okay, we're right back in it now. Right back into a ball game. They both birdie 11, that short one that's an elevated basket. Then on 12, Paul finds trouble. Deep in the right stuff. Throws a great scramble shot.
The most ridiculous scramble shot. Just chucks it up in the air from the woods.
It was actually funny. Commentary, I really like Brian Earhart. I still don't know how I feel about Nate Perkins in the booth.
I don't like him in the booth.
I like him on the ground. I don't like him in the booth.
He's fine. Oh, what did he say? Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad I remembered this. When Gannon threw in, this is how conditioned we are as disc golfers, or at least they think we are as disc golfers, to post-produce coverage. He literally delivers the line, guys, remember, we're seeing this live, so we didn't know that was going to happen. That's what he said on air after Gannon threw in.
So funny.
And we're like, yeah, we know. We know that you didn't know it was going to happen.
dip.
The fact that he felt like he had to explain that because people are used to the fake reactions on Jomez where like they know what happened. And so like I understand where his heart was in saying that, but it was like it was a little ridiculous because like, yes, this is live sports. That's how this works. That's why we're watching it. That's why we pay for it.
So the funny part of the Paul one was the camera angle, which they did the best camera angle they could because they're like deep in the woods. And I think they thought Paul was going to take this like lower line in front of him, and then out of nowhere Paul just chucks it sky high,
straight up in the air. And
then they were just scrambling because like the camera's sitting there, you can't see anything. And then they cut to a camera once Paul's disc kind of like hits the ground because no one knew where it was going.
I didn't even know how close it was until he got there to
exactly.
putt. Yeah.
Well, then that's what. Well, no, he didn't get a putt from it. He threw another shot from there to get the putt.
Oh.
He was up by the trees.
I think I missed that because when I saw...
No, because he bogeyed the hole.
Yeah. Okay, this is all making sense now because I think I went to the bathroom and when I came back, I thought... I don't know why I wasn't clocking that it was a par 4, but I thought that was his putt, and I'm like, how the heck did he land there?
No, he landed like kind of up where...
Yeah, badly timed bathroom break.
Maybe where a phenomenal drive would be. I think a little better than a drive could get. It's kind of where Paul's scramble shot landed, but what was funny is in the booth at that moment... Brian, I like the way Brian threw it down to Grant because it felt much more like a part of the broadcast than Ian's just like, Terry, what do you see, Terry? Yeah. Like Brian it felt a little more conversational.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit more natural. But at this moment, he was like, Grant, I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't have a good camera angle on that at all. Where did that Paul shot land? And Grant Zellner, who did a phenomenal job the whole tournament, in my opinion, but this was funny to me. He was like, well, guys, it landed right at my feet. It was very funny. Like I'm standing here, and I see everyone's eyes go up. So I look up to the sky. I see nothing. And next thing I know, it just spiked 10 feet in front of me, and that was his response. And I was like, "Where were you, Grant? Where were you at? Are you in the middle of the fairway? Are you in a bad? Like we don't know, Grant. Tell us where you were." So that was funny. But then like 30 seconds later, you see Paul line up.
Can we get a location on Grant Zellner?
So then Paul gets like a 25-footer for his par and misses it.
That's the one I tweeted. Veterans baskets are doo-doo.
He hit like one chain left.
It was a little bit. It was like a little bit of a spite tweet, but I do feel like that one should have caught.
Because like very easily could have caught.
It was a lot of baskets.
But veteran baskets like stuff slips through it. Like it's the anti-prodigy. Like
they don't. Yeah, they don't kick you out. You go through.
You go right through them. Yeah. And that's kind of what happened. Paul hit like a little left side on Heiser, and it just went.
It popped out
straight through it. So Gannon, meanwhile, birdie. So now all of a sudden through 12, Gannon has a 1-stroke lead.
Yeah.
And I think I even tweeted it. I was like, "That's curtains."
I said thanks for coming out, Paul McBeth.
Because I was like, if you give Gannon the lead, I didn't think it was going to ever give it back.
Well, 13 is the deciding hole of this tournament.
And then that's when they kind of both looked like they didn't want to win it on 13, to be honest with you. Gannon messes up his tee shot. Gannon messed up almost every shot he threw on the hole, realistically.
Yeah. This is the Y hole
So Gannon leads to a double bogey. Paul's in position where like he could birdie this thing. Yeah. And then so Gannon at this point has like thrown his tee shot and then threw a scramble shot and then hit off the tree and went OB.
Yeah.
And now we're over to Paul, and it's like if Paul gets up and down for birdie here, like he's gaining 3 strokes.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul just yanks into like the first available tree.
He's very fortunate he didn't kick out of bounds.
And it was like
it was a tight line that he was trying to take. I almost wonder if the forehand was more there because he just had to take it really tight in on Heiser, and he just pushed it. Gannon is fortunate. I mean, he got fortunate off the tee because there's a ton of OB where he kicked. Like you get shot down. But his second shot was insane. I was like, oh, he's gonna make par on this hole, and then makes the huge mistake of hitting the early tree on the third shot and kicking out of bounds. I mean, going OB there, like that is literally the shot that lost him the tournament.
Yeah.
Because he was going to salvage, and then with Paul messing up his shot, he would have just been fine.
Yeah.
But that going OB there was just huge, and then Paul luckily took advantage of his break, and then just was able to jump up and save par there.
What was interesting to me is I still felt like, because we literally talked about this either on the preview show or last week, of like when Gannon messes up, it like adds
people freak out
because people are like, "This is my chance."
Yeah.
Gannon,
especially
has
right
up.
after Paul had given it, like you couldn't even believe it. Like Paul literally just thinks probably I might have just lost this tournament, and then all of a sudden he's given this crazy gift on the next hole.
So when Paul messed that up, I literally in my head was thinking like, that was probably Paul's one chance. Like Gannon's probably about to birdie
If Gannon
out.
hadn't gone OB, I would have thought, yeah, he squandered. The fact that all he needed was par to get the 2 strokes right back, I was like, he's fine.
Well, it swung back to Paul, but I still in my head was thinking like Gannon is now ticked off and like Paul can't mess up now.
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
Which wasn't fully true, but it was kind of true. But luckily for Paul, he didn't really mess up.
No.
I really think like the only mistake he made down the stretch was hole 16. He swung his approach shot wide, but he still got the birdie.
Yeah.
So like Gannon eagled hole 16 all 3 rounds somehow, which is crazy.
I didn't realize he got all 3 rounds.
got it
that
all
is
3.
legit insane.
Yeah, that's why
Did he actually get to the island any of the times? Was he
No.
one of the guys? No, so he just had that.
Everyone was
that
playing it
45
short.
footer.
There's a few guys that made the island, but on the commentary, and I think they're
was
right on this.
luck.
They were saying like, I think the guys that are making the island are trying to lay up short and just pushing a little too
because
far.
I forget who it was. It might have been Calvin. Like skipped onto the island.
Because like if you
and it's
landed,
like that's just luck.
If you landed where Gannon and them were, which Gannon the final day was another 50 footer, but you could be short of the island and still inside the circle.
Yeah,
and like that's where guys were trying to like if you just
for
give yourself
sure.
that 50 footer for eagle, that felt like
You take
all
that
day you
every
could do
day,
it.
yeah.
And so Gannon was in position. I was like, he's gonna eagle because like that's why my wife was now sitting next to me again at this point, and she was like, oh, he won't make that. I was like, it's Gannon. I was like, this is literally like
that was,
I was like,
that
this
was
dude
always
like that's a
getting made.
tap in at this point because like the pressure. Yes, it's a 50 footer, but it was wide open. I was like, that's what he does. Like he's not missing that putt. And sure enough, he banged it. And then 17, they both give themselves outside the circle looks. I was actually surprised. Paul had like a 50-some footer.
I can't believe
he
ran
went
it.
first, and he ran it. So 17 is a really small island.
It felt like he was a little gun shy. Because he was like trying to psych himself up.
I literally I would put in the Discord, I was like, Paul's clearly going to lay this up. If Gannon runs, and Gannon's going to run his. If Gannon makes it, then we're tied going to 18, but like this could also lose it for Gannon. Then Paul stepped up and was like taking forever. I was like, this psychopath's about to run this.
Well,
like if you lay up, like it takes it out of your hands to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But like the best thing Gannon can do is tie you. That's the best that could happen. And, and you're gonna force Gannon to run it, and Gannon's could lose the tournament on it. Because if he runs it and it goes OB, you're screwed. But Paul ran it. Luckily stayed safe for the par, and then Gannon ran it. But this is the first time I've seen Gannon kind of try to throw a fluffy run.
Yeah,
he didn't jam it. He threw a more fluffy run. I think
went OB because he hit the top of the basket.
But I think that's why. A, I think that's why he didn't make it. B, that's why he stayed safe.
Well, I think I think if he throws his normal nose down putt, if you catch like top of cage and get that flat skip, like you're out of bounds. I think Paul was looking at it in 2 senses. Number one, I just watched Gannon make that last putt. I have to assume he's making this one. And 2, he's thinking to himself, if I make this putt, I probably win the tournament right here on 17. But I was still, I was like, that was very gutsy to run that putt, knowing that you can't lose the lead here, putting it under the basket.
That's what I was thinking. Was like, where he was at was so easy to put it under the basket.
He was trying to take matters in his own hands,
which I respect.
He threw a good bid. In fairness, he threw a very good bid because he threw it in the perfect way to where he was hyzering in at the the right distance to where it was always going to find
kind of just
bigger
falling
part.
into the basket.
Well, because the other thing is,
it was a good run.
If he lays that up and he does lose the tournament, that's one of those where you're always looking back saying, if I would have just ran that putt on 17.
Yeah.
So I respect it. In the moment, I was like, holy crap, I can't believe he just did it. Both miss, go to 18, 1-stroke lead. Gannon Buhr has the tee, and throws one of the farthest drives I've ever seen.
My gosh,
got out the gap. Found a bush that was out the gap that I didn't even know. I don't even know if he knew it was there.
Crazy shot.
Didn't really matter. You knew he was getting up and down. So now all eyes back to Paul, because if Paul doesn't get himself in the middle, this is going to a playoff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He throws it early left. I don't know if he released early left or if he expected the disc to flip more. It looked like he was trying to go pured because the disc had the perfect flight for if it was in the middle, but it was just left.
I thought it was a me early release looking shot.
Yeah.
It came out very left.
And then it didn't look like it was going to be good, and all of a sudden, you just see the little tricker roll back into the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, where it landed, I was thinking myself, because like it looked like it was all over one of those left trees. And I thought that was like, oh my gosh, he's going to hit it. And then when he missed that, I was like, okay. Like where it looked like it was landing, it was one of those, I'm not sure if he'll have a shot, but if he does, it's going to be very tough. But then literally lands, catches angle, cuts, rolls down a little bit right to, not middle of the fairway, but a perfect spot to where, I mean, you saw his upshot, like he had a very good angle.
To where he just had tapping.
So yeah, he definitely got a good break there. Wouldn't necessarily have cost him the tournament, but... No. It certainly gave him the opportunity.
When you're playing a tight wooded course like Idlewild, you have to play good no matter what. but the winner is going to get luck. Because, also, if you look through, like, Gannon got luck, too, at different points. But, like, when you're playing a tight-wooded course like that, because Idlewild, the cameras don't do it. Yeah. The cameras don't do it justice, but, like, the gaps are so small. It's so tight, and you have to throw it pretty hard through them. Like, the winner of Idlewild is always going to be the player that played the best and had luck on their side. And I think that's what happened on 18 was, like, Paul got his break.
Yeah.
All right, like, could he have gotten up and down from where it was going? Probably. He could have, but it would have been a lot harder than where he had to get up and down from.
Because that last shot too. Credit to Paul, like that shot may have looked routine on camera, but throwing
it's so far away.
It's far uphill and keeping the disc at the right height. If you leave that short, that grass is thick. It's grabbing it.
Yeah, and there's like that hill before, and then it goes down, and then it goes back
and if
up,
you hit
and it has a low ceiling, right?
Yeah, if you hit those trees, like
that's a circle's edge.
Yeah, and you could get a very weird look from there. So the fact that he went perfectly under the trees and then stopped it right before, like that was a very, very good shot to put the tournament on ice there.
And I think that this is exactly how I feel like Paul would have wanted to win when he was thinking through it. Is like, it wasn't a weird fluky, he ran away, never had pressure down the stretch.
Yeah, no,
this was like he went toe-to-toe with the best disc golfer on the planet, possibly the most talented disc golfer we've ever seen in our lives. He went toe-to-toe with him the whole round. He had moments where he lost the lead. It went back and forth. It was one of the best final rounds. It was tough to see.
Had some good pop from the gallery, too.
It was funny because, like, it was watching Twitter and watching Discord, it was tough to know, like, does this round feel so magical because it's Paul back in the mix? Yeah. Or is it just actually this good of a final round? And I still don't know where I land on it.
They both shot really good scores.
But like we've seen final rounds this good. But it feels different.
It's probably that it was a really good final round, but you were a little more invested because it was also Paul. So it's a mixture of both.
If this was like
because people were saying like this is the greatest final round in like so many years.
If you see Calvin and Gannon do that, it'd be another week on the Pro Tour. Like this happens all the time.
Yeah.
Of course the magic comes from the fact that it was a guy who hadn't won in 2 years, and hot seat Ricky Wysocki now.
Yeah,
he's on the hot seat now.
Because that's the other thing is like. Paul's last win was also at the PCS Sula Open.
Yeah.
So, like, it's been a while, over 2 years, since we've seen Paul go toe-to-toe on a full field, American soil.
Yeah, big win. And I mean, just start to...
It's also, like, they were talking early, I think it was, like, hole 2 or 3. Grant Zellner was... They threw it to Grant, and Grant was like, I was talking to Paul before the round, and obviously he hasn't won since his son's been born. And they're like... And there were travel plans for Hannah and Pablo, Paul's son, to go visit family, which ironically would have been coming to Lynchburg because Hannah's family's here. And those plans got canceled earlier in the week. And it just so happens that Paul's in contention. So he's like, if he wins, his son will be on the grounds. Basically, he's like, what they said that on like hole 3.
Yeah.
So then as soon as Paul wins, you see him turn to the crowd and like signal like that. The first thing he wanted was Pablo.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty great.
And
That's sweet.
So Paul won in front of his son. Now, he's going to have to win probably in like 2 to 3 years if he wants his son to remember him winning. Yeah. So, Paul's still got a few more years.
The pictures will always be there, though.
He's got the pictures.
But,
his son, with AI and everything, his son will be like, but did you really win? I don't know.
Because then you can, then when you're playing against your son, like later in life and he beats you, he can't ever say, like, oh, you got all your wins before I was even born.
Yeah.
Like, it happened in your era.
Yeah.
No, great win and perfect timing as we get closer to USDGC because now we can really turn up those narratives, baby.
Someone in Discord.
We're all in.
Someone in Discord was like, is this like when Tiger won the 2019 Masters?
No.
And
oh my gosh.
Paul didn't come back from enough injuries. B,
it was also
USDGC would be like, if there was a tournament that was similar, it would be USDGC.
That was my first thought. I'm excited for USDGC now.
Yeah, Paul is still like at the top of his
Correct.
game.
Yeah. I'm just saying
crazy. Like the Tiger thing, like there's not a comparison as far as like there's not a player.
Ken Climo coming back.
He's a little too far gone. But like that would have been
Ken
like
Climo came back and got USDGC. Nate Doss. If Nate Doss shows up,
he wasn't good enough in his day. It would be like. There's not really a good example, but it would be closer to like if Climo came back and he's not Tiger. He's not like a Tiger Woods figure.
I don't like the Doss slander,
but it would be like if a Climo figure.
Do you want a
narrative
or not,
like
Trev?
In 2018 or something? Maybe I don't know. It's probably not.
The closest we have is Paul.
No, it's not close. It's not even close.
Paul is
still in his he is still like
Konner did make
at
a true
the height
statement.
of his game.
The closest.
That is
it's
a true
closer
statement.
than Ken. You hate Nate
Will
Doss.
Shoestrick. If Will Shoestrick came back and won USDGC, injury.
This is ridiculous.
Multiple times.
I'm going to tap out of this segment because it's ridiculous.
Well,
There's nothing that compares to that.
It seems like you're the authority on it, so we need you in the segment.
No, because there's no player that could create the scenario.
There has to be.
There's
a player
nothing
that is
even
the
close. But if someone was the closest,
but there is a player that
what
is the
would it be?
closest. Doesn't mean they're close.
Completely new word.
Like right now, Konner might be the closest to China by where we're sitting.
That's true, but I'm not close. But I'm
He's
the
not
closest.
close, but out of the three of us, he's the closest.
I understand the reasoning. I guess you could make that argument.
So who would be the closest? What Paul just did. If Shoestrick came back on USDGC, if Climo came back,
don't even mention Doss. Not in
like it closest, and it has to happen like this year. You're saying, or can it happen down the road?
No, like this year. If someone were to win USDGC this year, what would be the closest storyline?
Yeah,
closest.
The problem is,
Eagle McMahon.
No, the problem is if you look at players that would like somewhat fit the bill, they didn't have the popularity. Like if you think about like a guy like Feldberg, who's really accomplished and is really old and has dealt with injuries, but nobody. Sorry to Dave Feldberg, but like nobody's thinking about Dave Feldberg like
Johnny
Tiger
McRae.
Woods. Honestly,
I mean, imagine after the meltdown.
no, honestly, you are right in a sense that maybe the closest thing would be if Ken Climo came back at the ripe old age of 50 or whatever and won a major.
That's the closest?
It probably is because Paul, like the Paul thing, like it just doesn't.
I guess
he just won 2 years ago, and
you're right.
He's not far from.
But you have to look at it. You have to look at it comparatively. 2 years in golf time might be the same
Tiger won a
Tiger
major.
much harder on the body.
I believe,
and also disc golf harder on the body and a shorter lived sport.
Tiger's major.
So in comparison, it's like dog years to human years.
Tiger's major before the 2019 Masters was the 2008 U.S. Open. It was 11 years. That's a
so how long has golf been around? You know, and how long has disc golf been around? Yeah, we got to do the more fractions.
Been like 2012 or 13 I think.
So basically,
I feel like optics.
No, I don't think it's. That.
I feel like optics and feel wise.
2007.
What was his last major?
Looks like 07. He started winning Masters majors in 12.
Okay.
So 07 will be his last.
07. So he's
07 to 2012.
So it'd be like if Ricky Wysocki won USDGC.
Yeah, you're right. That would be it.
Well, if we're going based on last major.
Well, yeah, but you have to look at that.
close.
You have to look at the comparison to like the dog years to human years. You know that thing.
Side note:
You're gonna get in trouble for this one.
did you see Raven Newsom's forehand grip?
No.
So
I'll demonstrate.
Please explain.
I'll demonstrate.
What happened was so funny. I looked away from the TV.
There's a screenshot.
And then I heard them describing it, and I was like, "What are they even trying to describe?"
So this is a used disc. He puts ring finger on the rim.
They said he has one under the plate,
I'll
right?
explain it. Ring finger on the rim. Then he goes middle finger bent onto the rim.
Okay.
And then pointer finger just resting.
That's sick.
What?
That's his forehand
And he has an
grip.
amazing forehand.
And he's disgusting with it.
What?
Yeah, he like does that. It's like my middle finger's doing something it shouldn't be, but it's there. Basically.
Let me try this. Ring finger.
And then your middle finger bends to there,
I
and
need
then
a disc.
that's it right there.
Dude.
That's the grip.
That is the
Let me
flight
try
plate
this.
control. Is that for all forehands or just like
He was doing it off the tee.
I don't
It's a
know.
tee shot with a driver.
Why does that actually
See, my
not feel
biggest
bad?
issue though is like I don't feel like I'm getting enough contact on the rim.
I feel like my ring.
feel-
I feel like my ring finger is
it
not
feels-
strong enough to get the pop I need.
Yeah. Respect for
But you know, control wise,
This is
it feels
so filthy.
It feels comfy
That's what I'm
enough.
saying. Like I don't hate it for like an upshot because I like that you're getting
this
all
is
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you have all that on the flight plate.
I feel like my hand's about to start cramping.
Same, dude. My middle finger was cramping up. I didn't.
Why
like
not
that.
add the pinky in the mix? Get the pinky
Yeah.
in there too.
Why not?
Why not just go like
That Jay Milley did that for a video.
yeah,
Yeah.
fan grip.
The forehand.
The forehand. I feel like a three hand I could really get behind. That feels fine.
I'm sure there's some people. All right, well, it's time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
Goodness. All right, Trevor's trivia. Okay, so here's the name of the game today.
I take it back. It doesn't feel good anymore. I did it for
pull
long
up my
enough. It doesn't
page
feel
here.
good anymore.
Simple game today. We're gonna be testing a little bit of disc history today, a little bit of company history today. So you guys are gonna go back and forth, be a little bit of a competition. You're gonna name a disc manufacturer for the other player to be guessing from. We're
Okay.
gonna say that you have to go. I will. The company has to be relevant enough that the other person would know molds from them. So let's stick to anything within House of Discs, Innova, Discraft, MVP.
We'll get the idea.
Yeah, like you can go somewhat niche, but I would say
you can just veto it.
I will veto if it's too niche. So just you're gonna if Hunter is going first, he will name one for you, and then your goal is to try to name the oldest disc that manufacturer has approved.
Oldest, okay.
And then whatever you guess, you're going to be given points, bad points, for how many years that disc was off of the oldest. If you get the oldest, obviously it'd be 0 points. We'll do 3 each. So, Konner, you can start by naming a manufacturer for Hunter to be guessing.
Okay.
And I don't think it's as straightforward as you think, actually, because I think actually some of the niche ones will probably be easier.
Yeah,
because they're newer.
I don't think it's straightforward at all, Trev. I think you did a bang up job.
Well, I don't. Yeah,
hit me with it, Con.
These out there.
I'm gonna hit you with it, Con. Okay. Yeah. How do I keep this? What's a tough one here? Because I think Innova, I feel like would be easy to at least get closer than other companies.
Yeah, I think it's probably the easiest.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'm gonna go Dynamic Discs.
Okay.
I think you'd still get do pretty well.
I'm gonna just say the Judge.
I feel like that's probably a good.
I think that was one of
option.
their first molds.
Yeah.
Okay. Dynamic Discs. Let me just get.
I don't know if it was their first mold, but I think it was early.
And the oldest disc from Dynamic, for Internet Loads, it was I should have mentioned this. If there was a bunch of discs at the same day, that counts. It's tied for oldest.
Okay.
The Judge was one of those discs.
Nice.
0
Great
points.
job, Hunter.
Perfect job. The Trespass, Escape, Fugitive, and Judge were all the first ones.
I wasn't trying to go killer mode there.
That
so
was a decent pick. I didn't know if Judge was the first one or not. All right, Hunter. Throw it back to Con.
Yeah.
Round 1, 0 points for the big hunt.
I feel like this game.
I'm probably going to get vetoed, but I'll throw it out there. Vibram.
Yeah, I'm going to veto that.
That's fine.
That's a little too niche.
That's fine.
I don't think
nobody
I know
knows the names.
Yeah, that's it. You just shoot for the moon.
No, yeah,
you never know what's going to land. I feel like you gotta ride the
ride the
getting
line.
vetoed line.
Yeah, ride the line.
Of course.
The other
You know
thing
what?
is,
We'll see if he knows ball. Gateway.
Gateway.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
You're the
it's got-
gateway guy.
Yeah.
So you should know their first approved disc.
I mean, obviously their most popular is the Wizard. I know the Wizard's been around for a very long time.
yeah, you could just try to play it safe and just go for an old disc and hope it's.
Yeah, I'm kind of
close.
going for. Yeah, I'm kind of going for get as close as possible.
The funny thing is too, with the newer companies, there's not as many years that exist. So even if you named a new one, you might only be 3 years off of the oldest one.
I'm just trying to think to be sure. I know the Wizard is very old, and it's kind of their flagship. One of I feel confident saying it's their flagship.
Sure.
I'll just go Wizard because I feel like anything else could get crazy.
That works out. So their oldest disc is the 844 Saber, 1998, but the Wizard comes out in 2002. So only 4 years.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. That was I think looks like their 10th disc or
he
so.
knows ball.
Okay.
Pretty good. All right, round 1, 4 points to Konner, 0 for Hunter. Round 2, Konner.
Okay, here we go.
Serve it back up.
Here we go. All right, I got a good one. I'm actually gonna go. This could bite me. Likely will. I'm gonna go Yikun.
What do you know?
Is
any
that too
Yikun
niche?
molds? I think knowing
True.
the names of them.
I know,
can't pronounce
I know
names.
Meteor
I won't
Hammer and the
pronounce it.
ladies.
I'll veto unless you want to stab at it. I'll veto that for you.
I would like to be vetoed just because I don't. They were making discs for Salient back in the day,
Yeah.
so I don't know how long. they've been
That's a
around.
veto. We don't
Yeah.
know enough.
That's
names.
why I went for it because
Hey, you're riding the line.
Yeah, but also
that.
it's a good pick because we found out they've been around for way longer than we
Because
thought.
I know they were making stuff for Salient, but I don't know if the discs they're making today, which
Yeah.
are the only ones I would know,
Yeah.
like the Shigon, the Lady.
Well, yeah, I
and-
can.
I don't know if the
Respect.
discs they're making today
Respect.
are the ones that
For the
like,
sake
they
of
were making
entertainment.
well, and
I'm just
also
gonna
I
look and
don't
see what
know
their oldest
their
What else you
names
got?
are in a different language. I'll go with
Yukin's oldest disc is 2013.
Okay.
really.
So probably been
Maybe
fine.
they've just been more prominent for longer than we thought.
2013, it's been around.
Yeah, that's a while.
A lot of disc companies started 5 years ago.
Okay, all right. I'm so sorry.
You're okay. Just hit them with it.
Pick one.
I'm gonna go West Side.
Yeah, good pick. Good.
Just
great
because
pick.
it's so oversaturated.
I think
Well,
that's a fantastic
It also
pick.
existed pre-dynamic
who-
and latitude,
who
and I don't
knows?
know.
Yeah,
That's
who
what I'm
knows?
saying.
That's a great pick.
I'm gonna go with the Swan.
I like
mainly
that
because
pick.
I
I like
remember
that.
because they have a
did
reborn.
Well, they did the Swan and then the Swan Reborn.
Wow.
Swan
Like,
2.
wow.
Did he nail it?
Wow.
I don't think
it was
I
their
nailed it.
second ever disc.
Oh, I nailed it.
So 1 year. Only 1 year.
One
From the
year.
first.
Wow.
What year?
Wow.
2010.
Okay.
Yeah. The Northman
Okay.
was the first one. And then there was Swan, and then Swan, a retooled version, and I don't know when the Swan like Reborn came out.
That was like 2017 or
Reborn.
something.
Yeah. We need to do that more often, the Reborn disc. Okay,
Jason
only
Bourne.
1
Jason
year.
Bourne.
You know what? I'm going to throw it to Con with Discraft.
Okay.
This could be tough.
Mainly because...
They got some weird ones.
And there's a chance to be like 30 years off.
Yeah.
Not a lot of companies, there's not a chance to be 30 years off.
Discraft you could nail it, but it's tough. There's some weird stuff back
The Marauder.
Nice.
Marauder.
What a pull.
Is that amazing?
I don't know. I mean, it at least doesn't exist anymore, which I respect.
Okay. Yeah, this is a tough one. That was a fantastic guess.
Dang.
It is 1992.
Ooh.
And it is
think
one
they
of
go
their
into the
first discs,
80s.
but they go all the way back to 1979.
Oh,
The
man.
tough.
Where's the Cyclone
Discraft
at?
was a bit of a trap because like
Wow.
their
What was their
first
first mold? What name?
Their first disc that wasn't like a Skystreak or Ultrastar was the Phantom in '83.
Oh, true. Why didn't I say an Ultrastar?
But yeah, Ultrastar was the
Dang.
big
I wouldn't
one.
have said it.
I didn't think about that.
That was a tough deal there.
That
from
well,
I took it
Yeah.
round 2. A lot of
because
companies named.
Tough
does
deal.
dang.
tough
I was thinking disc golf discs. Dang, that's hard.
PDJ
Because
approved. It is disc golf disc.
how much
When was
sooner?
the Sky Streak?
How much sooner was the Ultrastar than any like actual disc?
Well, so you have the Sky Pro, then the Sky Stylers. These are probably freestyle discs. Then the Ultrastar, then the Sky Star, then the Sky Streak.
Which that's a disc.
That's
Yeah,
more of a disc.
yeah.
And that was 83.
Yeah.
So 4 years.
So yeah, you definitely could have been closer. And like the Phantom was also 83. That was a
Dang,
very
that's-
tough
that's
one
tough.
because a
That's tough.
lot of their molds came out starting in the 90s. I mean, Marauder was honestly a very good pool.
Where is Cyclone closer? Or is Cyclone? newer?
Cyclone was around the same time. Actually, a little bit later.
I felt like Marauder was a good pick there, but it still also felt a little sharp. I was like, surely something more blunt has to be the answer here, but that's what I whipped out, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay, well, that's 13 points, making your total 17. You got to throw something devious in.
I'm not sure if there's anything devious left.
Is this the final? Pick?
This is his final pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure if there is anything devious. I could go Pro Discus.
That's a veto.
Okay.
We don't know any molds except for one.
Oh yeah, the Joe Crew.
It's the only one we
guess.
know.
And it might be the best. Might be the guess. but the Yokere.
I'm gonna go
I'm
with.
not sure what. Actually, I think I do know what I would pick.
I know what I'm about to.
Well,
Okay. I think this is still gonna be easy enough, but I'm gonna go. Oh, Legacy.
Okay.
ooh,
That's
that's a solid pick.
I was gonna say Millennium, but
That's
I
a
think
solid
Millennium
pick.
still would have been
I'll
easy.
go with the.
The problem is,
I'm
I think
thinking
most of their
Steve
molds are
Rico.
old.
I'm thinking Steve Rico probably would want to make a rock first, so I'm going Ghost.
This could be interesting for you. I don't know if the Ghost is one of their oldest.
I'm
or
gonna
not.
go
I don't know.
They've been around for a
As
little
long
bit.
as I've known of Legacy, the Ghost has existed, but that doesn't mean anything.
True.
Let's see.
Could be
Okay,
like a
the
dirty
Ghost
Patriot.
was like their 6th disc, but it came out a year after, so only 1
bum
year.
bum.
Okay. Okay, well, this will be a victory lap round.
Latitude 64.
Oh, there's so many Latitude 64s. Just for funsies, let's see how close you can get.
Yeah. The first thing I think of is like the Stiletto. I've just known for
the Discraft
existing for
pick was
so
brutal.
long.
think
I
actually
always
know
want to
this.
go with a putter because I feel like everybody gets their start in putters. I will keep it at the Stiletto. Let's see what happens here.
Stiletto. That's a ways down. Not terrible. Not terrible. 2013, their first disc was 2006.
All right,
They actually
so, yeah,
started with
pretty bad.
Well, but it is an early disc in the realm of Latitude.
Yeah.
There's a ton of Latitude discs. Like, I mean, they had also had a ton coming out in that era.
The Pure was actually pretty early.
Really?
The
Where's the
Medius,
Dagger at?
the Cenis,
The Cenis.
a lot of their
Cenis.
really of the discs that are popular now, you don't really get one until you get to the Pure.
Should have thought
in
of the
09.
Cenis.
But a lot of these discs, like they just brought back the Striker and the Triple X, but like, you know,
Oh, the Beetle. What could have been a dark horse pick.
I think the Beetle's kind of new.
yeah, it's relatively. They just brought it back, but I think it was.
I don't
Fire
actually.
Prince.
I actually have no idea when the Beetle came out. It's not on the first page of these.
That was a fun game. I really enjoyed that game.
GG's.
Yeah.
Gonna breeze through the rest of the show a little bit. Got somewhere to be. Sorry, apologies.
An important place to be.
My son is a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, it's not important.
It's not a big deal, but like it's more important that like my wife will kill me if I don't show up on time.
Yeah, he just broke his leg.
In
That's
this
it.
group
No,
of
he's
men
fine.
on this podcast, you ought to know whatever the wife wants is very important.
Yeah. So
It's the most
I do
important.
want to still shout out the AM World Champions because
I do
they
too.
took it down. Hayden Carroll won by 1.
Big Hade.
Big time putt on 18 for the win. He birdied hole 18.
Well, the most important thing about
is a
Hayden
lefty.
is that he's a lefty.
He is a lefty.
I've been basically raising my son under the premise that disc golf just isn't going to be a life path for him because he's left-handed. This changes everything.
Well, we'll have to see how Hayden does on the Pro Tour.
But also, just to be clear, you are also left-handed, but you throw right-handed.
Yeah, that's true.
I am not left-hand dominant. I don't need to explain it any further.
You right left-handed.
You right left-handed. You eat with your left hand. You golf left-handed.
Well, then that's why I never got good at disc golf. Fair
Maybe
enough.
you're playing
Still
with the
good
wrong
proof.
hand.
Still
fair,
good proof.
Fair enough.
Maybe you should start playing lefty.
But
The wrong one of us is doing the series.
If we can rise to, if Brooks could even just be the AM World's champion, that you doesn't have to be on the Pro Tour. That's a great disc
That's
golfing
fun. Yeah,
life.
that's great.
You can live with that.
Yeah.
So the ceiling's
You
been
get
set.
stories from that for years.
Has there ever
to
been
come.
any other lefty AM World's champs? Probably has.
And then we have Therese Cuevas won in FPO.
Did I see the entire FPO lead car was like under 15 years old?
They were at one point.
At one
yes.
point?
I don't know if Therese was one of them.
Future's bright.
I know MJ was on there, and but she ended up winning in a playoff, 3-hole playoff.
Yeah,
to take it
MJ
down.
is like what, like 12?
I don't know.
I think she's like really young.
Michael Jordan, yes. And the final thing I want to talk
Spider-Man.
through is the Pro Tour has announced the start of next year.
I hope you like beignets and the Big Easy.
We're starting at
New Orleans,
Florida. We're starting in Florida. At the Supreme Flight Open.
But
Then we're going to New Orleans.
New Orleans. Can somebody start playing Stevie Wonder song?
Yes.
It is fun. Like they've been using Matty O to like really push it, which is a great time. Because Matty O, I think
they should make
from-
him the logo.
Technically, he's from Alabama, right?
I think so.
Or does he just love Alabama, the football team?
Well,
but
if you're in Louisiana, I feel like you're that's LSU country. Like you don't.
well, they're Alabama.
I don't know that
Florida,
anybody knows
they're
where
all the
Matty O's
same.
from.
Well, we can find it.
Same.
Well, I'm saying they're all in that like same region. Like if
They're
you're
very close.
if like he's played a lot of Louisiana. Yeah, he's from Alabama, but he's played, I'm sure, plenty of golf in Louisiana because it's right next door. I did see, I believe, what's his name? Like the course designer.
Hauk.
Yes, John Hauk.
I know so much ball. It's unreal.
I did
Science
see he
guy.
like posted where they're getting this course ready. They're making like an extended version for the Pro Tour.
I
tightening it
immediately
up,
took the
all that.
U-Disc and like the course visually it very much looks like Bayou like park disc golf. It's got very cool trees on it. But the funny thing was the reviews, people loved the course, but everybody was saying there was a lot of hostile wildlife, like snakes and stuff. And I thought that was really funny. Yeah, like literally some guy's review was, I won't look it up. I know what he said. He said, great course, only finished 15 due to continuously or like hostile wildlife that wouldn't quite give up or something.
He's
like
not
that.
from the area then.
Or maybe he is because
Or
like he
was
just
being
kind of knew when it was time to call it quits.
He was being actually hunted down by
Yeah.
a gator.
I just know if you ever talk to like I'm sure this course is cool too, but if you ever talk to like Silas Selects, who's from Louisiana, about like playing disc golf in Louisiana, he's like, yeah, people just get like robbed on courses. He's described it as being a little scary, but
I don't know about where this is.
who knows?
It seems
I
like
do
it's
like.
in Louisiana, in New Orleans.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad.
I'm just
thing.
saying disc golf sounds like a lot more fun if there's gators in it.
I also really like that this course is right outside the city. So
Yeah.
like in theory, you should be able to draw from the main population. I like
John
that.
Hauk was talking about the
I'm
course. He said anyone who loved playing at W.R. Jackson and anyone who loved watching top players at W.R. Jackson should be very happy with what they're going to experience at Parked Families.
Is this a
Not how you say it. Well, anyways, next spring.
no? Let's hear your French accent.
I'm not going to speak with a French accent. I'll try to pronounce it French.
Let's hear it.
Otherwise, no.
Probably Par de.
Type it into Google.
I think it's pronounced baguette.
It's families is what it looks like. I know that's not how you say it because I know the double L's got to be a Y.
Familias.
Families.
Are we just are we overdoing this? Is it just pronounced as that?
Yeah, I think it's familials. How's it spelled?
We're just gonna get the pronunciation.
I'm just
real
get the
quick.
pronunciation
before we do anything even more criminal.
How is it spelled?
It would take me too long explain.
Sounds like you don't care enough.
Can we just
I don't.
play it?
Famille. That makes sense.
Parc des Familles.
Very good, Hunt.
Sounds like
Anywho.
speaker's going out.
We just Duolingo.
As with WR Jackson, Hillcrest Farm, and Harmony Bends, my vision is to create a rope-free challenge where mistakes are rewarded with opportunities to shine or
that
suffer.
felt spiteful.
Yeah, and also
He's
that
come
sounds
out-
that sounds like
dare.
shred. That sounds like you're about to get ready to learn 18 under, buddy.
He's come out multiple times. It's like you don't need rope. You don't need OB. What'll be interesting is
Yeah, if you dig enough lakes.
What'll be interesting is will the
creeks.
Pro Tour hold up? Like, or will the Pro Tour come in and say,
I don't know. He put out a
We're
statement
tied
like
in
that.
OB.
He might have been one of his conditions.
Maybe.
I wonder if this is going to be a test tournament for a future Champions Cup venue.
maybe?
If
Who
they're
knows?
if he's throwing out the WR name like
Sounds
that.
like he doesn't need OB because if you go off the fairway, you're going to get eaten by a wild boar.
Everybody gets a bow and arrow on the first tee. Or a spear, your choice.
Yeah, you pick your weapon, get out there and fight.
Dude, that is a very interesting one.
But
that
it's gonna be a fun way to start the season.
he threw
We'll
out
see.
the little rope situation there. When guys talk like that, like I hope you can deliver that product, but also I will laugh a little bit if everybody comes out there and just shreds the mess out of it. It's kind of like, haha, told you so.
We'll find out.
Like ropes.
I'd be
matter.
fine with like one non-fatal, no lasting injury snake bite.
Of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
Yeah.
I've always said
It's got to be uncovered.
even
though.
for me.
I don't want-
I wanted to say it sensitively because it sounded pretty bad. If I just hoped that one of our beloved players got bit by a snake,
Yeah,
that sounds really
anti-venom
bad.
is so expensive too. So like we don't want-
Insurance.
The Pro Tour hopefully has it.
They just finished the Ledgestone insurance open, so they've all got really good insurance now, right? That's
No,
that's
it's
part of
not
the.
It's
Ledgestone
just
insurance
not
opening.
anymore. It's just
Oh,
Ledgestone.
Final's not
open.
a insurance.
So they don't give
agent.
that out in the players pack anymore.
No, just Zanfell.
Dang.
Which doesn't help with snake bites.
Helps just about everything else.
All right, time for Silas Selects.
Silas is
We'll be going with
very
Silas.
confident.
Silas
Look
is
at him.
very-
He's
look at
tuning
him.
in, bro.
He's smirking.
He was very confident we're not getting
He
this.
went into his
Snickering.
bag, but see, I
But
wonder,
that might mean
is
it's
he
very
double-
obvious.
Is he double moving us? Yeah, is he double moving us? Is it?
I'm going to say it's not a front row
I'm taking
disc.
a zone. Oh, he hates it. Look at his face. He hates it. He hates it. If
Okay.
I pick it, I'm gonna do
Well,
it
if
and
you're
tackle
going
him, bro.
zone,
I'm gonna
then I'm
tackle.
going-
Are you?
I'm
No
gonna beat him
butter.
to the ground, dude.
I'm going to go
gonna
basic.
beat
I'm
him
going to
to
go
the
rock
ground.
3 then. I'm going to stick
Go
with the
basic. Go basic. It'd be so funny if it was and we call his bluff. No, go crazy because we went basic.
I'm gonna go.
And you never get this.
I'm gonna go with the Stokely Ching. Wait, is that what it's called?
Ching discs.
Ching. Oh, the Ching disc. What's
Which
the one with
one?
all
There's
the
the
dimples?
Juju and the Precision.
The Juju.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Juju.
Sonar. He was
Just
right.
That was a
That's a
perfect,
good-
just a
that's a really
perfect
great
amount of
pick.
nuance
Like
to that.
really
just-
good
yeah.
pick.
And I love it in the new.
Just enough.
It gave Juju vibes
You're
first
kind
off.
of lucky because
I kinda wanna throw
Konner
this
just
disc.
picked a couple out of the basket last Monday, and so that was there in his mind somewhere. He's
in
seen
his
a
mind.
sonar and said
And this
it
new
recently.
Atmos plastic. Oh.
That looks
I kinda wanna put it in
fantastic.
my
I would
bag.
say that looks really good.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. No Pro Tour, so we'll be back next week. We'll update the Manufacturers Cup, we'll update the Pick'em, and we'll go through our top 10 as we head into
Maybe.
crunch time next week. We'll talk to you then.